Intellectually engaging to think outside the lines for conversation about the nation that never leaves you blind. Take a listen and pay attention. Here is where you find the educational, sensational meeting of the minds. Yeah, it's the meeting of the minds. Meeting of the minds.
You're watching Meeting of the Minds. Today's topic is Word is Bond. If you are streaming us via YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love to introduce our guests to you today. And first, I would like to start with Miss Dominique. How are you?
Great.
So glad to finally have you on the show.
Yes, I'm excited.
Dominique is an amazing singer, just absolutely amazing. And she does a YouTube channel show kind of about being a mother and just funny stuff. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
What is it called?
It's just Dom Anderson.
It's so funny. You'll have
Thank
me
you.
rolling on the ground. You're so creative on those shows.
Thank
so,
you.
And also with us, we have Fago. How are you?
I'm good.
Fago is an artist who is also in collaboration with another one of our guests, Trend, in the house with us today. Trend is also a amazing artist. Just even as a young age, I knew her, and just coming up, wow, just the writing, I was like, oh my goodness, just vicious on the mic. She's really amazing. And then we got Reno in the house with us, Reno Dudley, and you manage quite a few artists. Who are those artists? Shout them out.
Oh yeah, Alicia Lani, DJ K Cali, Jake Lloyd, with Key Street Music, along with my business partner John Keys.
Nice. So that's the go-to guy. If you're trying to get in contact with any of those artists, you might want to get with this man right here. Now let's jump in because this is so important. The reason why I wanted to do this show.
Started off with a haircut.
I know, right? She's my hair's short, but I can flip it too.
Okay.
This show is called Word is Bond because I actually feel like I don't think people's word means what it used to mean. In this maybe generation. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just don't feel like it means the same thing. Do you think in the past people kept their word more than the present? I mean, or you think it's just the same? Or is it better now and it was worse before? Anyone thoughts on that? We don't know because we weren't alive back then.
I mean, I think it's easier to get caught in what you're saying nowadays than it was back then.
What do you
Because
mean?
let's say, for instance, even like me and you, we went to HT. It was
Right.
like, what, 9 years ago or something like that.
HT?
There's a lot of people who came to HT and who's like, they became a whole different person at HT than they were back in their hometowns and stuff like that. And like,
Right.
back then, social media wasn't as big as it is now, so like they could get away with that. You go and you try to be a gangster somewhere now, you start holding up guns, so people gonna start commenting like, "Hey, bro, come on, we know you not really like that." Like,
That was-
it's a lot different. I think, fakeness has always been there. It's just now it's there's a lot more lights on it now.
Yeah, that's real good.
So,
That's true. But even taking it further, like Asia and I, we go to Agape. And over there, I know Bishop taught me, like, your word is your bond. Like, people should be able to bet money off what you said. Like, let's say, for example, I know people who'll be like, I'm up the street and haven't even rolled out the bed yet. Or is that you, Reno? Is that you? Is
Do you think it's a cultural thing? So because I just know I will be there, but I'm just might be a little late, but I'm gonna be there.
So the thing about it is like if I don't show, I want people to be like, she has to be dead or in the hospital.
Yes.
Because that's how much, like, my word is like, if Selah said it, she's gonna be here. Or if Selah said it. Now here's the thing, sometimes we can't. But like I call, right? Like I literally call, like, I'm so sorry. And even when I call, I feel shame and guilt.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Look,
So you think it's okay?
If I say I'm up the street and I'm leaving my house, that to a lie is like a tomato is to a vegetable. Like, it's actually a fruit, but it's kind of like the same thing. That's an exception. Like, we all have
Some people
time.
be like, I'll be there in 5 minutes, and it's 2 hours later.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's
bad.
different. Yeah.
Oh, that's bad now.
Yeah, that's bad.
Really
Okay.
bad.
Well, if
There's
you say,
parameters.
I mean, not always though, because something could come up.
Show could.
Something could come up, and it could happen, and you ain't had the time to pull out your phone real quick because it happened like that.
You always have your phone on you.
No, but
We live in Austin. They give you a $500 ticket.
Dead in there, you feel me? Like,
Yeah,
so it ain't,
it
you know,
could
it
happen,
like.
but how many times is that gonna happen?
Now that's the question.
And we also
But you know what I'm saying?
traffic will take 5 minutes to make it into 3 hours.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want people to be able to. Well, Bishop taught me that at a very young age. Is that you want people to be able to bet money off of what you said.
Yeah.
And so I really want us to address this relationally and what it means to keep your word relationally and what it also means when it comes to business. Because I think when it comes to business, it's absolutely imperative for you to keep your word.
that's another place where
Well,
it's different. If we meeting up to like go to the club, I'm gonna be there when I'll be there.
Yeah,
If there's like some money involved, the business dealing, that's when it goes back to the old school rules. Like if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if
Yeah.
you're late, it's unacceptable.
Come on now.
Yeah, but
So
if it's just
it's
a-
like, but see, like I'd say like I'll be there when I'll be there, or I'll get there when I can. Like I won't be like I'll be there in 5 minutes. Y'all.
Yeah, I mean, what
Same,
I'll say is
same.
if I make plans with my girlfriends or something and we say a time and then I'm not going to be there, I'll say, oh, I'm running late. You know, I'm going to
Yeah.
be here and this, you know.
Cause that's what etiquette does.
it depends on how people in the group. One thing, I'll be there. If it's like a group of 5, y'all be good. You know,
Yeah.
like, as long as I
Entertain
get
each
there.
other until you show up.
Because I don't want. I want like my word to be so serious that if I'm not showing up, people are looking for me in the hospital,
Yeah.
or they're trying to see if like I went to jail, but not like you know how she is.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things is that I'm really careful about what I say yes to. Because life is busy, everybody has things going on, and so if it's, you know, if y'all have ever heard the saying, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. So you get, when somebody invites you to something and the initial like feeling that you get, if it's not, if you just get like a, I don't know, then I don't say yes. You know, I try not to say yes, because if I say yes, I will be there, but I don't feel like I'm fully going to be myself, or I'll be like, oh, I don't want to go, and, you know?
Yeah.
So if I say yes, then I'm going to be there unless something like crazy happens.
And people wonder what's so wrong with me because I literally do the same thing. I don't give yeses easily. So then because I have commitment issues, I can't even give you the yes sometimes until a couple hours before or morning. The only thing I could commit to is like paid gigs and certain things. Other than that, I'll let you know the day before, or you know when the last moment to let you know is. It's so sad, but it's because my life is set up a certain way that I really don't know what's going to go down. So the reason I brought this issue, I said we're going to do a show called Word is Bond, is because I can't tell you how many times I've created a meeting of the minds and one person, or maybe even two, but usually one person will either I'll hit them up and they'll be like, oh, my fault, I can't make it, or not even at all. And so in my mind, I'll be like, I will never, ever, ever talk to that person. I'll never invite them again. But you know, I work for a higher power, and I believe that way is the best way, and I want to get all my chips. And God knows, so I'm like, whatever you say. Because God will be like, I want you to link up with them again. And I'm like, oh, but it ends up being a blessing if I listen to that. But normally I'll be like, I'm never, ever, ever, ever doing anything with you ever again, because I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
So they won't even call sometimes until, they won't even call sometimes. This isn't like you said,
crazy.
a dinner. Yeah, this isn't a dinner party that you're missing. I have to book spots for this show.
Yeah. That's insane.
See, that lets you know.
I don't see how people can do that.
It lets you know who about their business and who ain't though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's business.
if a special example, if it's a music meeting, you know what I'm saying, you supposed to meet with a producer or whatever, and you don't go, that producer gonna sit there and think you just wasted his time.
Yeah.
You feel me? You wasted his time and his money. You know, I mean, he had to go to his studio and, you know what I'm saying, being able to get everything ready for you. So, versus the one who, I'm here already, I'm outside waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? So,
there you go.
it really depends though, but
I honestly believe you will not be successful in business if your word is not your bond. Like, you won't be.
Yeah.
You won't be. You won't be.
that's life.
Yeah.
Because let's say you throw shows or you put together events or you are part of events. How many times have you had an artist be like, no show? Has that ever happened?
It has happened. That's part of the reason, like, my artists, for the most part, like, we have an impeccable track record of,
Right.
like, if we are not there, an act of God happened.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
that's just how it is, you know, and that's why, you know, we book things out in advance. There are deposits that go down. There are things, because aside from the artists, there are times that promoters try not to keep their bond too.
Yeah.
Like, that happens
I've been through that
often. And that's why, you know, we have to, like, do deposits, you know, and things like that, so that we don't get, like, well, we've reserved a day on the calendar for, like, the past 2 months, and then it come a week before, and just because you didn't sell enough tickets or something like that, now you want to cancel the event. Like, nah, bro, we could have booked something else. We could have had other things going. Like,
No, it's so disrespectful.
it is, and like,
And I've had to cancel. I've had to cancel stuff that I've committed to. I really, really have. But I literally call, and even then, like I said, it really makes me feel shame. I have to work on it.
Yeah.
Like one time there was, I was a part of a performance, and the only rehearsal that they had was the day before. And I really, really have a thing with like excellence, you know? And so I was like, I just don't feel like I'm prepared. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I felt guilt and shame for their ability to not, like, you know, but I felt so terrible.
Yeah.
Backing out of something I said is so hard. Even if I'm sick with the flu,
Yeah.
like, sometimes I'll roll a dead body to where I have to go.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I could say that now because I got bad asthma. And so my asthma's been acting up, so I was like, word is bond. I can't even tell her I can't come. I'm going to push through it. So I can say that that's facts. Word is bond. But it's from every aspect. It's from, like, how you view things. You know what I'm saying? Because some people be like, nah, I'm sick. I can't go. But me, I'm the type of person like, nah, I committed to this. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what's going down, it's going to have to take, like you said, an act of the Most High for me to be like, nah, I'm not going to go. You feel me? Because that's just the type of individual that I am. That's how I conduct myself. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to bail out because, like, especially on business ends, you know what I mean? We go way back, but business is business, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like a thing to where it's like you can never get the opportunity again. So it's like you have to be like, all right, no matter what, you have to, you know, push through. Word is bond, period, point blank, you know?
Yeah, and every time you go back on your word, I mean, it's going to affect the relationship that you have, whether it be personal or business. So I think that you should treat personal even at a higher level than you would business,
Right,
because
right.
these are people you're supposed to love and care about, and yeah.
If you say, like, you're coming to my birthday party and you don't show, I did not trip a single bit at all. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. But stuff like this, I'm like, you yellow belly, like, you have no idea. I literally get like, this is gonna damage you so hard if this is how you do business. Do you know, when you don't keep your word, there's opportunities. Like, they'll say, do you know anybody that's a female MC, let's say, for example? And if Asia hasn't had an impeccable track of keeping her word, yeah, I know a female MC, but I'm not going to tell you who, because they might not keep their word, and then that's a reflection on me, because they have a track record. Ooh.
No, I've been in experiences like that because, like, personally, I do music. So, like, I've done shows with a guy named Eson. I don't know if y'all familiar with Eson. I've done a lot of shows for Eson. And Eson, I've always been there for him, you know what I mean? He can know that he can call me up and I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? No matter what. No matter if I got to work at 3 a.m., I'm going to still be there. So, like, I had got a call from a lady named Kimberly. She goes by Lady Joy. And she had shout out to Lady Joy. Yeah, that's my girl. She had hit me up and was like, yeah, Esam, you know, like, had put me on to you and stuff like that. I was looking for, like you said, a female MC, and I needed you to come, you know, do some work for me and stuff like that. And that's how I made a connect, by keeping my word. You know what I mean? So it's like, in the business side of things, if you keep your word, then you never know how that could build for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to be careful with, like you say, what you say yes to. You know what I mean? If you know for a fact you can't do it, don't say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know you got a full schedule, a book schedule, then don't even say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
I can remember, I don't want y'all to think like I have a perfect track record. I can remember twice. There was one time I literally had like 103 fever. I wasn't worried about nothing. And it was something I had booked way in advance. I wouldn't even check in my schedule. I was so sick I didn't care. And they called me and were like, you know, you're supposed to be here. I was trying to figure out a way to, like, fix myself. And my dad is like, are you crazy? And I'm like, yeah, actually. So that was one. And I apologize profusely. I can't even tell y'all. And this feeling of, which I'm like, it's okay, you know, I'm a human being. This happens.
Like, things happen.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah, you
think,
make
but you gotta
mistakes.
take care of yourself though first, like, you know.
But it's not something that you do all of the time.
Yeah,
It's
right.
out of character for you.
Like,
Very
oh,
much.
I'm
So it's-
sick, I can't show. Nah.
Right.
And so by keeping your word, that also is like, if somebody's like, well, she didn't show up to this, that's not like
That's
her.
not like so.
Yeah.
Like
You
something
know,
has to be
yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's
yeah,
when
something
that's
has to-
like, that's not
Yeah.
like her, you know?
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be the person that they say, oh, this is
That's
so
not
her.
her.
This is
That's not
this.
her.
is that. And then you just can't be around that person because you can't trust them.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about how it is when you gave your word, you can't keep your word, but you don't bring it up and you act like they forgot.
I can't even speak on that.
Well, like what I'm saying is, like, let's say for example, you're like, yo, I promise I'll pay you back. That's my word. I'll pay you back,
No,
right?
you don't borrow the money in the first place.
Oh yeah, well that's we know that's it. But like my thing is that if you can't pay me back, it's so cool with me. It's so cool with me.
Well, I mean,
The part I have a problem with is not acting like you don't know or you don't say nothing. Just be like, hey, I ain't got it. Hey, I didn't forget. I just want to let you know that I know that you know.
that's facts. I mean, I haven't been in those situations. I'm the type of individual that, like, I do stuff out of the kindness of my heart. You know what I mean?
I know that about you
If-
to the fullest.
That's me. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
it
That's
is.
me. That's just me. Like, shut up, dude. That's
really
how I
is.
am. That's just. But like, I do stuff out of the kindness of my heart. So it's like, if I know that I got it, I'm not gonna sweat it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But if I need it back, then I'm gonna be like, yeah. I mean,
Right.
remember that little $50 I let you, but can I hold it back because I need it? But other than that, I'm not gonna mention it again, and I don't expect you to
That's
mention
right.
it again
Yeah,
unless
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying. Unless it's needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you come at me like, hey, I need to borrow this, and I'm gonna have it back this date, then that's your word, and I expect that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Like I said, if you come at me like, hey, you know
I
what I'm
just
saying,
wanna
I need some
let you
help.
know,
Like, I don't know if
yeah.
I'm gonna be able to pay you back or not.
Yes.
Then that's cool.
But
because
don't
you
act
told
like
me
I
you was
forgot.
100 with
That's
me.
Don't
part of the
act
reason.
like you forgot.
Exactly.
That's part of the reason I
Keep it
insulate
true with me.
myself from that. If a friend asks me for money, I do not lend money to
Come on,
friends.
That's facts,
Yeah.
man.
I give it
That's
to you.
facts.
No,
got
I
it.
I think
I
Dave
money.
Ramsey said that.
I
I think
give
it
it to
was
you.
Dave Ramsey
Yeah.
said that you shouldn't lend money to people. You should give money to people.
Yeah.
Because
Because
it can ruin relationships.
right.
Yeah.
Times in the beginning, they already know they ain't got it.
There was somebody I knew who
That's
they
why they
lended a
asked for
friend
it
like
Yeah, you know.
That
what
happened to me.
$1,000, and then before that friend could pay it back, that friend borrowed another $1,000, and it was just like, I'm sitting there,
Damn,
I'm
I
like,
want to be friends with that person.
I'm like, yeah,
yo.
they going on vacations
Let me
and
out-
stuff.
let me
like,
hold
I'm
2
sorry,
G's.
I'll be waiting you at ABIA, like,
Right.
Right.
so I
Run
see
it
you
up.
didn't even fly Southwest, so I know you got your baggage fees. Run that,
Yeah.
like, but
I thought you was flying Spirit or something. I could have
Yeah,
respected
like-
that.
oh, you had labor?
Man.
Like, nah. So it's just, you also have to like, it also matters like the circle around you, because if you have a friend who does that and you don't hold that friend accountable,
They gonna
somebody
kind of
doesn't
friend
know
are
they're
you?
doing wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody don't know they're doing wrong. If you don't ever
They
like
gonna keep
correct that,
doing
like
it.
me,
Come
I will
on.
say I have a circle who like we hold each other
That's
extremely
true.
accountable.
There you go.
If I go left, Lonnie, Kay, Jake, John
Come on.
corrects me. John goes left.
And that's true,
We talk
but
like we all.
if you call, prime example, me and my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know you, but still, you.
Yeah,
If
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Nah,
knew
but-
y'all were gonna bond over that.
That's
Nah,
that white boy.
if I call you my friend, right?
Yeah.
I feel as if I'm supposed to hold you accountable. If we go out somewhere, you know what I'm saying, and you acting just a donkey,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you in front of everybody. I'm like, yo, G, let me holler at you. Friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
up.
You
Yeah.
tripping.
I mean, at
you
the
know what
end
I'm
of the
saying?
day-
You need to tighten up, conduct
Yeah.
yourself with some respect. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna have nobody around me that's gonna be wilding and acting crazy. That's just not how I am.
Right. You're
so anybody
representing
that's
me,
around
too.
me, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's further than just us being out. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. You do shows, I do music, so it goes deeper into things. People gonna be like, hey, this, that, and that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So you have an image to uphold. You know what I'm saying? We still human, but at the end of the day, you still have an image to uphold. So at all times, you have to conduct yourself with respect, because you never know who's watching. You feel me? And that's just how I feel. So if my brother, if we out and I see something, or I'm a observant individual. If I see something, I'm gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it later. I'm in my head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then when later comes, I'm like, hey, little bro, I seen this. Now you may be upset with me because I'm about to get in your stuff.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is all out of love. You feel me?
Right.
I'm not gonna get in your stuff because I'm jealous of you.
Right.
I'm mad at you, or you know, I'm getting in your stuff because I love you and I want you to level up. You feel me? In all ways. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like if I peep something and I love you, I'm gonna point it out because I love you. I'm not gonna point it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like.
One
not
person,
pointing out as an issue.
yeah, exactly. One person borrowed money from me and didn't pay me back, and I was like, okay, the money was more important to you than me, and charge that, right? But this other person borrowed money from me, but I love them, and I didn't want to lose them, so I kept telling them, yo, I don't mind if you don't have the money, but tell me what the stat is, or tell me, like, you know, I'm not gonna have it for another 2 months, 3 months. I don't care if it's 6 months. Just talk to me. Don't act like, you know, like you forgot. Or, don't act like you forgot. I'm gonna do that.
Have my money. Thanks, man. I've been through that though. Like, don't avoid me, man. Like, just be 100. You call yourself a man, be a man about it. You call yourself a woman, be a woman about your stuff. Keep it G with me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't avoid me if I'm calling you. You know what I'm saying? Don't send me. Let it ring once. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send you the voicemail. I don't do that. Like, be straight up. Like, yo, sis, I don't have it right now. You feel me? Like, I got you when I do have it. Then I'm cool with it because you kept it. You know, you kept it real with me. You let me know what's going down. Like, instead of avoiding me and, you know what I'm saying, ducking and dodging me, see me at the store, go the opposite way type.
It takes courage.
Yeah.
It takes courage to call someone and say, hey, I'm so sorry that I'm not going to be able to make it. If you can't do that, then you need to check the status of your cojones. I can't even believe I said that. But like, you need to get some courage, you know? It's not easy. It's hard. But
people are afraid of having confrontation
yeah,
or just being uncomfortable just for a second, but just do it. Or don't ask for the money in the first place.
You know, or anything, you know, just
or services. I've run into a situation recently where somebody, they want to book a whole thing, and like, off my word, like, I was like, hey, this is who you can talk to, everything like that. This person decides to go ghost on the situation. I'm like, look, bruh, I set you up with them on my word, you know, so I'm known as somebody who, like, my whole motto for my company is do good business. So you doing that, like,
that throws me off.
I
look bad on my end.
I ain't had one speck on my record my whole thing, and now you on throwing something on my record. That's like, bruh, you need to make this
like, I tell people all the time, like I come in contact with like young artists and stuff like that. They be like, hey, where you record at or so and so. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you, fam. Don't go in here and be like, yo, like, be about your business. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you a reflection of me because I sent you. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't go up in there, you know, you know what I'm saying?
And you're saying that you rather, instead of make yourself uncomfortable and having courage to take responsibility, you rather make them feel horrible because you don't want to feel uncomfortable. Yo, that's whack.
I go up in there looking crazy and put it on me, man. My engineer calling me, hey, shout out to RJ, man. Speaking of, call me, hey, who you send me? Like, nah, don't do that to me. You feel me?
So
don't
do
that to me.
realize that there used to be a time that you could make a huge business transaction off of a handshake?
That's crazy.
I mean, you gotta think. Back in the day, they used to operate real gangster. You feel me? So this handshake, you feel me? This handshake is this life or death right here in this handshake. You feel me? Like, this mean a lot right here by this handshake. You feel me?
Nowadays, people don't have that same loyalty that they
at all.
They don't stand,
at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't stand on their word like they did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So having older uncles or whatever, it's like you could sit around and you could watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they really. They meant what they said, and when they said it, they meant it. You feel me? So they stood on it, and they moved by it. So it's like people nowadays, they loyalty and trust and respect for you or themselves ain't there. You feel me? So they really don't care how they move.
They just conducted themselves better. Like
Yeah.
the pageant, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It was
It's
just
different.
like these cats didn't even hop on an airplane without wearing a suit.
Yeah,
Like, it was.
They didn't come out the
like-
house without wearing a suit. Back
Like,
came out real
them
spirited.
cats was
hat.
proud of
Did you
themselves.
say did
Yeah.
they come out the house
Shoes.
wearing a suit?
Like without wearing a suit.
coming out
Like,
that
Yo,
crib
Reno
without
used
wearing
to
a
come to
suit.
college wearing a full-blown suit.
No.
you ask anybody, any event that we have, that's my
He used to
thing.
be,
Y'all,
he would come to class dressed to the nine.
That's
Yeah.
It
awesome.
was. It really was.
yeah, any of my artist shows, that's usually how I show
That's
up.
how it's
Like,
supposed to be.
Yeah,
like,
he
Well,
was
that's, you
college
can,
in a
you know,
tie.
that's business.
Well,
It's all you
yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you
He
supposed to be.
button-down shirts with the
hey,
loafs.
bruh,
Did you go to private school?
No,
No, you just
No, we're the
No, like
HBCU.
before that.
no.
No,
Oh,
yeah, nah,
that's
it's
so cool.
just.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel better when you present yourself to
Yeah,
the world
you
in a way,
know,
right? And you
you-
That
take
was
pride
Reno.
in
Yeah.
what
That
you
was
look like. Yeah.
Reno.
Yeah, like I be the goofiest dude in the room,
He
but I
really
was short.
was.
Like,
He
you
was
know,
short.
like
Yeah.
I'm still here for this
Yeah.
business though. You know,
Yeah.
I'm having fun, but
That's cool.
Yeah.
let's get this money though. Yeah.
I'd rather someone overdressed. I'd rather always be overdressed than underdressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keeping words in relationship, what does that look like? We talked about business.
What kind of
Ew.
relationship?
And we can look, where shall we start? Let's start with romantic relationships.
I'm gonna ask. Look, you know, I'm gonna stay out of this one.
Man, is this live? Nah.
Let's get real. Oh no,
Nah, I
no.
mean, we can
Come
get
on,
real.
word
It's
is
hard,
bond,
like,
right?
anything, you know what I'm saying? But
So
me,
yeah, people just be saying anything to hit and to smash. Girl, I love you. I'll give you the sun and the moon and the stars in the sky. Or what this whole relationship is imploding on itself. I give you my word that I'm gonna stay in it to win it, right?
speak on
But then
that.
where's the line when it's like, okay,
I mean, I could definitely speak on that because I done did some jacked up stuff on my end. Like, even coming into, and I'm gonna be white. That's cool with y'all?
Yeah,
I could be
please.
real open.
we're late
Like,
night.
I done been in some bad places. You know what I'm saying? So, like, being with my person, I done with, like, we done been through some stuff, and she done pulled me out the gutter, and I could be real by that. You know what I mean? Because, like, coming into it, like, I was on, you name it. You feel me? I was on, you name it, anything. You feel me? Like, and it was because I was going down a path of self-destruction. I have been through some things in my childhood, in my past, and seen some things growing up that I shouldn't have seen. And because of that, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. You know what I'm saying? So, like, on the inside, I'm dead. You feel me? It's like my thoughts was like, why am I here? You feel me? So it got to a point to where I was very, very, very suicidal. So I'm doing cocaine, you know what I'm saying, Xanax, you know what I'm saying, anything if that I could really get my hands on, you know what I mean? And so it was a thing to where I was trying to self-destruct. And so, like, she had 2 kids coming into our relationship, and she told me, you know, like, hey, you can either get your shit together or you can go, like, because I don't have time for that. So it got to a point to where, like, even in our, you know, relationship in the beginning, like, in the marriage too, like, I was trying to kill myself. It was a lot of psych ward visits. You know what I'm saying? A lot of psych ward
so
visits.
hard to imagine you in that place.
And then I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
All praise be to the Most High God, because I came out of that. You know what I'm saying? But I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
Like, it was times to where she was dragging me out the bathroom because I didn't overdose. And I'm dang near passing out. You know what I'm saying? And she dragging me into the bathroom, and, like, I'm fighting her, and I'm not even remembering it, but, you know what I'm saying, I'm fighting her and stuff like that, trying not to go to the hospital, like, because I knew what the outcome
so
was.
hard, yeah.
And because I didn't want to detox. You know what I'm saying? So the detox was the worst part. You know what I'm saying? And she stuck by me. You know what I mean? When friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, best friends, people that I'm calling brothers and sisters, they while I'm in the psych ward, they swept me of everything. I didn't have nothing when I came home. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Word is bond, quote unquote. They was my friends, but at the end of the day, they really wasn't. Because wasn't nobody coming to see me but her and my family.
Shout out
You know
to
what I'm
her,
saying? So
yeah.
it's like, shout out to her and shout out to my family. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her.
Definitely shout out to your
Not
family.
big shouts out
You know
to
your
my
mom
family.
is watching right
Yeah,
now.
shout out mama, shout out baby.
Yeah.
You know how it goes though. But like I said, like, in relation wise, like, I feel like if you got somebody that's, you know, that's real and that's tough, you feel me, they gonna tough it out because they see that light in you.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? They don't wanna see you self-destruct. But everybody not built for it.
Right.
Nah.
There
Everybody's
you
not
go.
built
There
for
you
that.
go. So how do you
Everybody's not built
know
for that.
when you're supposed to go through the limit, go through the fire? Because it seems like I do until it's uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
I do until it's uncomfortable. And I think some people come into marriage like, well, let's just see what happens. Instead of like, where is bomb?
I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. I think
Definitely.
first it starts off with
Peaches.
finding the right person. And you know, a funny thing, one of my aunts told me, because I went through a bad breakup after high school, and she told me at the time, I was all heartbroken, and she said, you know, and it sounds bad, but she said, you know, love isn't everything. And I was like, what do you mean love isn't everything? Like,
That's
that is
real.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's super real.
You know, and I was like, you know, because I was so in love, I'm like, how could you say that? And now looking back, I realized what she meant.
Yeah.
And also that what I was in was not real love.
Right.
And what real love is like a godly love.
Sacrifice,
Yeah, and sacrifice, and somebody that's going to be there for you through if you're sick, through kids, if you want kids. I mean, it's just so much more than the surface
Right.
stuff, you know?
It's not easy. It's not all peaches and cream because you married, so you understand.
Mhm.
It's not like marriage is not like
That joint is peaks
it's not
and valleys,
man,
and there's
it's
way more
rough.
one than the
It's
other.
rough, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy. People expect it to be like just a light at the end of the. No, it's dark. You go through a lot of
Right.
stuff. You know what I'm
So
saying?
how does somebody know when to keep their word to
But
stay in
If
that
you-
thing?
Period. But my thing
Where
is,
you both
if
have
you,
to have a willingness to do it.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
would have never came in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? If I felt as if I'm going to not keep my word, because
Right.
like the conversation is, word
Yeah.
is bond. You know what I'm saying? So
But at the same time, I have seen women stay in abusive relationships because we have given our word unto God. So
Nah,
the answer that I think, so
This
see,
is
you
my-
know,
yeah,
but
yeah,
the Bible
yeah,
says
yeah,
you
yeah,
can-
no, that's
go ahead,
If
go
there's
ahead.
abuse, you don't
Yeah,
have to
that's
say if there's
different.
abuse.
Yeah.
No.
No.
And infidelity.
There's the
Yeah.
old parable where like the guy's drowning and then like a boat comes by
Right.
and he's like, nah, God is gonna save me.
And
the
then the
second boat comes
helicopter.
by, yeah, he's like, nah, God's gonna save me.
Yeah.
You
I
drown.
tried to say
And then he's like, I thought you was gonna save me. He's like, bro, I sent you 2 boats, a helicopter.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
was
what
trying
you
to
wanted.
say, yeah.
So
Well, and
you do make that bond with the marriage, but at the same time, like
there's lines and boundaries.
an
so-
agreement is an agreement kept by both sides.
That's right.
Just because you're keeping your side and the other person is doing everything doesn't mean, oh no, we still stay in this
No.
agreement. Like, and even like the things like you went through, you know, those were necessary things to teach you, okay, this is who I need around me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it weeds out the people that you didn't.
Right.
Like, would you still want them people around you who
Right.
weren't there when you went through
That's
it?
facts.
You know, like even me, I went through a divorce where, in my mind, the way everything happened is cool. You know, I wish the best for her, her daughter. I hope she cures cancer. I hope she changes the world. I just hope she does it over there. You know, that's all I hope.
But it'd be like this.
Yeah, I just hope it's in that direction. You know,
Yeah.
but it also taught me the things that I look for and the things that like complete me, because you don't find a perfect person. You find that person that completes you, who compliments you, who, as y'all go through things, you find a teammate. Because a lot of us, we also get in relationships, and we get in relationships with people that we wouldn't be friends with. And that happens a lot, because you just start dating and y'all just get in a relationship,
Yeah.
and then y'all break up and it's like, man, I really didn't even actually
don't
like
like
them.
you.
You just
Like,
had a
on
new
the cool
booty.
tip. Like, yeah. Yeah, because it's scientific. Like after
Yeah.
6 months, there are chemicals that your body stops generating.
That's right, and you can find
And
out what
that's
it
why
really
so
is.
many relationships
That's-
end around that point.
Man,
Which is why you have to
what
be
does
careful
Bishop
with being
call it?
physical, because then it clouds your judgment.
Yeah.
It clouds your judgment.
Man, what, man?
The
Yeah.
first
We can go
6
in-
months,
we
they
can go
call
way-
it
Yeah.
the period of
To
intoxication.
be
Your
careful.
first 6 months, you are under the intoxication of, you know, so
Puppy love.
yeah.
Puppy love, babe.
So don't make no sudden moves under that 6 months. Of
There'll be red
intoxication.
flags blaring and everything. You don't even see not one of them.
Not so
Like,
bad.
because you just sitting there just
Oxy-
infatuated.
Yeah, was it?
You know?
Dopamine and oxytocin.
Serotonin too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All of that. All
Yeah,
of that. You
yeah.
have superpowers when you're in love.
Make
You know,
excuses
so-
for
Get it done.
people.
I get it all done.
So you learn, and like I think a lot of us, we also take our times in those relationships after we're like, you take that time to get to know that person, you get to know those things, because you start to look for at first like, okay, what's my 80-20? Okay, what are the things I can put up with and what are the things that I can't? You have to learn where your hard
Yeah.
stops are. Like,
Mhm.
So the way that I see it, through and through is that I'm really big on hearing in the spirit and being in tune to what the spirit says, because in the spirit you can have one person that God will say stick with them and they're doing the most, but because you stuck with them when they were at their worst, they're going to be the most faithful and the most down to you ever. But you would have let go. You ain't got to put up with this abuse, all this stuff. You would have let go. Or the other thing is it could be a first sign of abuse, and the spirit will be like, get your stuff and go. Like, when I'm talking about abuse, I'm talking about abnormal use, and I'm not talking about physical. Anytime it's physical, you need to pack your bags and go. Yeah, you need to pack your bags and go. You need to pack your bags and go. Right? Yeah. Period.
Get help, surround yourself
Go
with
on,
people.
get out.
It is so. I wouldn't even believe you if you said the spirit said for you to stay and catch a beat down. No, sorry, that's not. You're on the line with the wrong person. Hang up the phone. But I think that's so important, is to look inside of your spirit and say, because the spirit will be like, yo, he cheated on me. I'm out. I don't do cheating. And the spirit will be like, no, you need to stick it out. And it can be that infidelity that causes him to love you more than he ever has in his life.
But at the same time, don't lose yourself waiting for somebody else to find themselves.
Right. But that's what you can't go wrong when you're listening to the spirit.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's like that's where like a lot of whatever you want to call it in your religion or whatever you believe.
Right.
But meditation and prayer comes in. You know what I'm saying? Because like I believe whenever you find yourself in a situation, the first thing that you do is pray, man. Is pray, like, period, point blank. Because at the end of the day, you can't go wrong. Like you said, you can't go wrong with God. Period, point blank. He's not going to guide you wrong. Now, he may be silent, and that's because he may have already told you what to do. But you trying to stay, man, this relationship. Nah, man, but I already told you what to do. So at this point, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to let you make your decision because I'm not that type of guy. You feel me? Like,
they're like, God, send me sign. Put this song on the radio if you
God,
want.
I think that Black Eye was a sign.
Right, then we can talk.
I got some stuff over here. Haiti's still going on, but I'll come back to you later on.
I totally believe in signs, though, because whenever, right before my husband and I met, I was young, but I was just over dating. I had dated not bad guys or anything, but we just weren't a match. It just didn't work. And I prayed and I said, God, I'm tired of dating. I want you to bring me my husband. I'm ready. And I swear I met him a few months after that. And then God would confirm things to me. Like,
absolutely,
my husband would tell me things about myself that were insecurities that I never told him. And like, guys that had put me down in the past with different things, my husband would say, I love this about you. I'm like, what, God? What? It's just weird. And then when he met my family, we went to San Antonio. I have a huge family, like a big old Mexican family. And
that's
it's big. But when he met my family, he went, I introduced him to everybody, and I'm sure he was very overwhelmed. But after we left, and I didn't know this until months later, they told me that my dad had cried, and he said, that's the man that's going to take my baby away.
I remember that.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. Isn't that weird?
He knew. He did.
He knew, and so it was.
Goosebumps.
I know, it was just these confirmations, and it was just crazy, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps too.
Yeah, I definitely believe in confirmations. Usually, I get confirmations in threes. A lot. If I ask, knock, the door will be answered. I ask, and then I get it usually 3 different ways. Usually,
yeah, that's facts. That's me too. Like, I go to like certain people. You know what I mean? Like, how you got that certain person that you holler at about everything. You feel me? And then like the first person I go to God. You feel me? Then I go to my person. You know what I'm saying? Then I go to my second person. And if that second person confirms it, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I feel like God's going to send you 3 signs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He going to let you know what's going on. And like I said, after that third, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
I mean, sometimes I get something in my spirit that there's no mistake. But sometimes it's hard.
Yes.
what you get in your spirit, I could be ready to collab with you, Reno. I've been wanting to collab with you, and we're about to put in work, and God's like, walk away from the table. That's hard. Like we were about to get money.
That's
like we
where
were about
fasting
to,
comes in, though. That's what I mean. If
Yeah.
you want to take it to a spiritual level,
You can hear a lot better when you're hungry.
that's where fasting comes in.
When you're physically hungry.
That's
you
But it
can
also
hear the
teaches
spirit.
That's where
you.
fasting and praying comes
Yeah,
in.
it increases your spirit, man.
It does, and it also increases like what's it, the lack of like just desperate. So like you can go to, but if you're used to fasting, it's not like you're easier to walk away from things.
Because
You know,
self-control.
Exactly. You know, you kind of learn like it ain't that time. It
Right.
might same thing. We might be at collab and it's like walk away, and it can be you don't have any ill will or anything.
Yeah.
It can just be that moment was not the right moment.
Come on now.
That
That's
moment needs to
facts.
happen at a different time.
That's
And when
real
that
tough.
moment
That's
hits,
real tough.
it's
It's
going
time
to
for
happen
everything
at
under the
that
sun.
time. You know?
There's a time and a season,
Yeah.
right?
It's a time
Me and my
of-
girlfriend, I love her to death.
Girlfriend.
Yeah. Like
Who's
I'm
your
not
girl?
gonna
Shout out.
yeah, Brandy, I love her to death. Like
Shout
honestly,
out, Brandy.
she's amazing. Funny thing is like we actually through conversations found out that in San Antonio, probably 8 years ago, we literally lived in the same apartment complex.
I've heard stories like this before.
Dustin and I lived in the same area when we were little.
Sorry, Reno.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the same exact apartment
crazy.
complex. Never ran into one another. Like same time,
That's
same
crazy.
complex,
Yeah.
everything.
I know somebody who lived in the same apartment.
Oh wow.
What?
So when they moved out, their soon-to-be wife moved in. When they moved out, she moved in before they had met years ago.
Wow.
Like 20 years before.
That's crazy.
They were older.
So when things happen, they happen right on
That's
time
real
because
tough.
had I met her at that point, I'm not gonna lie, the Reno I was at that point,
It was
that was not a relationship Reno. That really was not.
That wasn't
was
a word is born, Reno.
No. He kept his mind in some places, but other places he was a 21-year-old man, like
like
just
any other
out
20
here, out here,
Yeah.
doing whatever, you know. So like,
Whatever.
trust me, I look back on like a young Reno, like what?
Let me holler at you,
Yeah.
boy.
Let me holler at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Most of
So-
us were dumb at 21.
Yeah, so you said y'all lived in the same, what were you
Yeah, we
saying?
lived in Dallas. I can't even think of the little town now, but my mom so I'm from Corpus Christi. My mom had moved us to Dallas because she was going to college at North Texas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we lived in the same area around the same time. We figured out, like, when I was, like, 2 and he would have been, like, 5 or something.
So strange.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
So if we would have stayed there, I wonder, would he have stayed there? And then it would have been, like, another us in a different world.
Wow. Parallel universe.
I know.
We're nerds to the max.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I really wanted to have this discussion because, you know, word is bomb. And, you know, I wanted people to know, like, I take it like if you don't show and you like wait till the last second, like we're going on in 5 minutes and you text me to say you're not going to make it, I kind of take it like you spit a loogie in my face.
Yeah,
mean,
it's
real.
disrespectful.
I mean, let's say
That's
you got pulled
how
over
it
or
calculates to me.
a car accident. Now that's different. But I mean, if
Yeah.
you really just bailed, I mean.
Yeah, and dudes, don't be on a date with me. Like we're going on a date and you no show, you aren't making.
That's what
If there is not a hospital, doctors know.
She said you gotta have documentation.
Are you
have documentation, doctor.
You're not posting bonds.
Yeah.
There is
Take a
no
picture
second
with
chance.
me.
You're gonna need a
yourself.
doctor. There ain't no I fell asleep. There ain't no I forgot.
fell
There's no
asleep.
coming
I
back.
forgot. That mean it wasn't important.
Which hospital?
Because I don't forget when I really
No.
listen. And I know how guys act when they really
It's
like.
better for you, though, because you know sooner than later.
Yeah.
So, bye.
Oh, there's no way. And I know girls that happens to on a frequent basis. And I'm like, how, Sway? How? Like, I couldn't. And sometimes because, look, I told y'all I'm walking in the spirit now. I will, like, still be cool with that person. I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? You all right? Because sometimes I'm thinking about people's souls and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I don't, right? And, like, there's no way. I'll peg somebody, bookmark them as a friend. Like, they'll never, even sometimes they'll never even know it. I'll be like, oh, yeah, friend zone for life. You ain't come back from that.
Nah, I mean, but that's how it should be though.
Real
Protect
talk.
I
your
mean,
energy.
once somebody
Right.
shows you who they are, don't
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Don't try to, oh, well, maybe they'll change. Maybe no. If it's not up to your expectation, then why tolerate?
I
Yeah,
know
you
how
have to
guys-
have your
What's
boundaries.
that old
When
Medea
God, you
joint
should
where it's
know
like
how
if somebody
guys act
shows
when
them
they
who
really
you
like
are,
Believe them.
let them.
Yeah, believe them.
You should know how guys act when they really like you. When guys really like you, they can't wait for their phone to ring. They're texting you good morning. Like, I'm telling you.
Do you remember the book, He's Just Not That Into You?
If you haven't read the book, He's Not That Into You,
The movie's not good.
The movie's not like the book.
Wasn't there a movie?
No,
the
no,
book was
no.
Freddie Prinze
But the book.
But that was She's All That.
I don't think that was She's All That. That was a good movie.
I don't remember He's Not That Into
She's
You.
Not All That Into You, because I love books. I read. They should have never made Audible. I do like $3-4 a month, like breathe in books. But the book, He's Not That Into You,
It's good.
will make you act right. You will know. You'll know he's not that into me, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. He's just not that into you.
Yeah.
But speaking of books and relationships, learn your partner's love language.
Yes. For
And
next
nobody
time, meeting of
wants
the
to-
minds.
Yeah, nobody
That's
ever wants to actually
right.
just do it. But no, that thing is actually
real.
like.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time, and that's why nobody wants to do it like you said, because it takes time and it takes effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it takes getting uncomfortable and you know, getting your feet, you know, wet than you wanted to. You know, the water may come
Yeah.
up a little higher than
Yeah.
you wanted
You know
to.
what?
but
I think I'm gonna do that topic.
That's
if you don't
right.
mind. I'm gonna do love language.
That's a good one.
Because the
That'd be a good
golden
one.
rule is like treat everybody how you want
How
to be
you want to
treated.
be treated.
But in a relationship,
Yeah.
it's what
It
I
be-
call the platinum rule. You got to treat them how they
It's
want
so
to be
true.
treated.
Platinum
There's a
rule. Yeah, I
difference.
like that.
Because it's
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
It's out of respect, though. That's
Yeah.
all out of respect.
And what gifts mean to you, like one person can love nothing more than gifts. Like if you get them a Christmas gift, they're happy. I could care less.
I don't care.
I don't
Yeah, I'm
care
not
about
like
gifts
that.
either.
I'm
I'm
not-
like,
I'm not no
I'm
materialistic
trying to live
person.
that minimal life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying money.
Declutter.
Save money. I'm married, so that could go to something.
I
That
mean,
go to
I
the
just
kids
say,
or something. You
Like
feel
if
me?
a guy bought me a Valentine's gift, I would be like, you don't even know me at all.
Yeah, like I don't want this really taken back. I remember
Yeah.
like the first Christmas that I was married. I got so pissed. I'm not even gonna lie, because like we have kids, so like I look at it as you got kids, so I have kids. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
So
Yeah.
it's like she bought me all kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't want none. I ain't give it back. But you know what I'm saying?
It would hurt, right?
I was just like, fam, like I told you I didn't want it. She kept asking me, and it's still the same thing every year. Like I'm not into holidays and stuff
Right.
like that, because it's like it's a meaning behind everything. But like I feel like we do it for the kids. So
Right.
when it does come around, I'm like, man, don't worry about me. This is not for me. Even
Right.
birthdays, I'm not a self-righteous person, so I'm like, I don't want nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just thank God that I'm here another year
Yeah.
type thing. You know what I
And
mean?
a
I
lot
mean,
of that
I
is
do like
experiences.
gifts.
Celebrate.
Don't get me wrong. I do like gifts. I do.
I mean,
but it
everybody
doesn't
likes
do
gifts,
it for
but it's
me
like
the way that
that's
like
not.
words of affirmation.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
words for affirmation.
and touch. I like
But
touch.
some
different
people,
things.
them giving gifts gives them the same joy that
Yeah,
they think
yeah,
giving
for
you
real.
that you getting that gift.
I know.
And for you, it may not be hard, but you kind of just got to be like, man, thank you. Like, show through, because
because they love it.
that's,
Them
that's,
feel
that,
good.
you know,
Yeah.
that's they
And
think.
it's
Like,
usually what they're doing to you is what they want. Okay, we've gotten into love languages.
I know.
To be continued.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Yeah.
NBC, man.
So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Any last thoughts on keeping your word? Like if you had a final word to tell people on keeping their word, what would you say, Rena?
in the phrase "word is bond," just think the word bond. The reason they even have that phrase is because the only type of security that has never missed a payment ever is a government bond. That's where that comes from. So you want to be that stable. You want to be like somebody's like, no matter what happens, this is going to be consistent. Keep your word. Be real.
Be slow to say yes. If it's not a
Yeah.
hell yes, then it's a no. And organize your life. So get Google Calendar. There's no reason you should miss anything with Google Calendar or
Yeah,
a physical calendar. But I
Remind
love.
you 18 times.
Yeah, I know. I have to put all these reminders because
I
I.
literally 18 reminders.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yes.
You need to leave.
Oh, that's my
So-
alarm in the morning.
Ooh, I gotta be at work at
Real
3
talk.
a.m., so I already know.
Fago, any last words on how to keep your word?
Wait,
Loyalty. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
loyalty. Sorry.
And
He
Trent,
said-
what are
he
you
said it
thinking?
best. Loyalty. That's what I go by.
Yeah.
That's what I go by. So I mean, like, conduct yourself with the utmost respect at all times. Like we
Yeah.
we already conversated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like loyalty is key at all times.
Yeah.
You know, like business and personal.
Yeah.
You know, let your yes be a yes and your
You
no
know,
be
be
a
you
no.
know. Ooh, I love that. All right, so I'm gonna do my Jerry Springer final thoughts. Just I want everyone
do a
to
zoom
know
in on
that
the
I didn't what?
I was like, they're gonna do the zoom in on her face while she's talking.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't need to do that.
You already know.
Okay, look, I'm trying to say that. Okay, so your character is so important. More than having money, relationships is probably one of your biggest assets besides time. Relationships. You can sometimes not have money and still get what it is that you need purely off of relationships. And relationships, securing relationships and making people want to continue to work for you and be in relationship with you usually has to do with your character and how you keep your word and how people feel about you. It's so important. Get money, but this is so important in getting money, building anything. So I really, really wanted to talk about it because I really felt like it needed to be talked about. I just noticed it everywhere. And I said, let's make this a meeting of the minds. So as you see at the bottom, we have a website brought to you by bprint, meetingoftheminds.com. If you'd like to visit us on that, you can. And if you feel like you want to give us a topic idea, you can. And if you want to be on the show, you can also fill out a form on there to do that as well. I also like to say thank you so much to Beautiful Solutions. Thank you so much to Syntech Guns. And I think that's about it. So thank you so much for listening or watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Till next time.
Intellectually engaging to think outside the lines for conversation about the nation that never leaves you blind. Take a listen and pay attention. Here is where you find the educational, sensational meeting of the minds. Yeah, it's the meeting of the minds. Meeting of the minds.